guys, it's Olivia and welcome back to Live in Literature. Thank you so much for all the love and support I received in my last video, and if you have not seen it yet, feel free to head on over to my channel to check it out. Well guys, we are taking a slight turn from last week's video. When I say slight, I mean a massive U-turn, okay? You're gonna miss it! We are taking a massive turn into a far, far happier direction. Obviously, as you know, if you watched last week's video, no shade if you didn't, that's obviously, last week's video was very dark, very grim. It was about Manacled, which is a really dark fan fiction. We are clearly taking a massive shift today in today's topic where we're going to be talking about where I am going to be convincing you to read these romance books. All of these romance books that I selected for you today are incredible, absolutely immaculate. Some of these I'm just going to give you brief descriptions of. Some of these I have actual quotes from that are going to get you to want to read these books. All of these books are some of my most favorite romance reads that I've read this year and that I absolutely love and die for, and some that I just think that you have to add them to your list if you truly want to understand the romance genre. Now, a bit of housekeeping before we do anything else, okay? A quick bit of housekeeping.
Housekeeping. I'll come back later.
Number one, last week's video. I know that it was a stark turn from my normal content on the channel. I talked about a very dark, very grim, very trigger warning heavy, explicit content. Some people might have enjoyed that video. Some people might not have. I wanted to experiment with doing something that was very different than what I normally do and talk about a book / fan fiction that is very popular in the book space and in the book world. I understand. I got a couple of comments that about very much disliking the content and they did not like the video. Again, sorry.
I'm really sorry. I didn't realise that it was... I'm sorry.
Why are you laughing? It's not a funny situation.
Sorry, I understand that it's not my usual and not what I normally do. It's not what I normally read. That going that deep and that dark and that heavy is not what I normally do. And maybe if you felt like the title was misleading of my controversial opinion of Manacled, maybe it was controversial, maybe it wasn't. I have no, there's no, what's that word in science? Bill Nye the Science Guy. There's no ground control group, and then there's the control group, and then there's the everything else group, the crazy group. I have no control group to know if I am in the weirder controversial side of it or the normal side of how I feel about Manacled. I felt like my opinion was slightly controversial because it's not a book that I would recommend anyone read. But again, it was also such an incredible thing that was totally changed my life forever and ruined my life also at the same time. And truly wished I had never read it, but also wish that everyone would read it. It was one of those things. Again, if that kind of content is not for you, I'm very sorry. I promise I'm always trying to post things that I think that you guys will enjoy, and also things that I enjoy and the things I want to talk about. That was just a topic of bookishness that I was I really want to talk about this. It's really popular in the culture, and I love Hermione fan fiction. I've done a whole video with a friend of mine about Hermione fan fiction. It's on my channel. You can go and watch it. Talking about other fan fictions. A lot of them are a lot lighter than that one. This was my first time dabbling in something as dark as that with Hermione fan fiction. So, full disclosure, I'm so sorry if you did not enjoy that video, but again, I'm also really proud of it, and I'm proud that I was able to read that book. It was a really hard read for me, and I'm proud that I succeeded, okay?
This is not a war. I fought in a bigger war than you will ever know.
A second housekeeping thing. This has nothing to do with anyone. This is just my own personal thing that happened to me, and I just want to get on my little romance soapbox for a second, okay? Earlier this week, I was rejected, flat out rejected by a man on the internet. A dating app, if you will. Ugh, I know. The dreaded, the horrible, the worst there's ever been. Ugh. Anyways.
That's terrible. Yeah. Happens every day.
I was rejected by a man on the internet the other day because he found out that I read romance books. And he found out that I read that type of romance. And I just want to say to anyone out there who is a hater of the romance genre and that kind of romance, y'all can get out, okay? I'm giving you a fat one of these. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to do it, but you know what I mean, okay?
Mercenaries called the Ravagers, led by Yondu Udanta.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
Y'all can get the frick out, okay? I just would like this person to know specifically that you didn't hurt my feelings, because the romance genre is important. I'm just going to get on my little romance soapbox for just a second. I could do a whole thesis about why I think the romance genre is so important and why it's so important, especially for, and listen, I don't mean to like single anyone out here, but especially for women, okay? The romance genre is so important. Like, it establishes confidence. It establishes like healthy relationships. It establishes things that you want in your relationships. It gives you a sense of sexuality and understanding yourself and understanding what you want in a relationship and for yourself, and understanding your own like wants and needs. Like, your wants and needs are valid. They are important. And like, yes, I'm specifically speaking to women here, but like the romance genre is beautiful. It is a like facet of literature that I'm so glad has like been unlocked in the past like 5 years, and that's not taboo anymore to like enjoy reading romance. Like, it is something that is so beautiful, and I'm not saying that it has to all be like the spicy smutty stuff. Like, romance can be anything that like can be any of the in-betweens. It can be the sweet things, the small things, the slow things. And even in today's video, I have a great range of like really sweet, like nice romances. And then I also have a range of like my spicier romances that I just love. And there's no judgment coming from me on either end of what you like to read. I love a range of it. I love a book that has both of those things. I love some small and some slow and some sweet. And I love some hard and some fast and some rough and all that good spicy stuff. So I just want you guys to know, as my people who watch my channel are probably romance readers or have dabbled in the romance genre maybe, I just want you to know that you are valid, that you are seen, and that the romance will never stop on my channel, and that I love romance reading, and that I think it is such an important staple to our culture now in the book world, and that I hope you guys will all enjoy today's video. But before we get into that, I'm going to talk about what I just finished reading versus what I'm currently reading. Guys, I know I told you, I think I was reading a witchy book, something about the like magical innkeeping, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna read that eventually. But I was at the bookstore with a friend and I got distracted. You see, let me find it. Let's see. I got distracted. You see, I was perusing amongst the pages. And as you know, you guys have all know that I've been doing a little bit of more delving into the monster romance series, which I've absolutely been loving. So I finished reading Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson. This is a Scottish Loch Ness Monster magical urban fantasy retelling, okay, kind of situation. So essentially we have our young woman named Kiana, or Key, and she is going back to Scotland to scatter her father's ashes and to meet her estranged grandparents, who she has never met in her entire life. And when she's there, she meets this young man who works on the farm. He's a farmhand. His name is Lachlan. And Lachlan has a secret, and it's that he's cursed. And so Kiana is trying to help Lachlan break his curse. It's very Scottish. It's very sweet. It's got some spicy moments. It definitely has some moments with some like interesting Loch Ness Monster-y appendages and whatnot, if you're catching my drift.
Devil child! Devil child!
So, this I rated like 3.5 stars. It was a fun little time. It wasn't anything that was gonna like change my life, but I enjoyed myself. And like I told you guys all, after reading Manacled, I am only on a spree of reading nice, fun romances. I just want to read nice, fun things for the rest of this month, and then in October, I'm gonna hit it hard with my spooky stuff. But for now, I'm just enjoying myself and reading fun little romances. So I do definitely recommend this one. And then for what I'm currently reading, I'm going to read the Magical Innkeeping one. I've also been seeing The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I know that's technically not like fun and light, but people have been recommending it to me forever, and I just bought it. And so I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to be like reading that very soon. So there's that. So like I said in today's video, we're going to be doing a mix of some like quotes versus some just like wonderful things that I love about these romance books. These are me trying to convince you to read these romance books. I hope that you will be convinced by my synopsises in today's video, and that you'll want to give any of these books a try. They're all fabulous. They're all wonderful, and they're all by some of my most favorite authors ever. Again, thank you guys for listening to my little soapbox about how much I love the romance genre and how important it is for society, and especially for women, but also for everyone in general. It's great to read about healthy relationships and like also just about love, because it's the most important thing that we have. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start with one of my favorite ones, and this one has a great combination of spicy and sweet, which I absolutely love, and by one of my most favorite authors. Guys, you know her, you love her. It is Lost and Lassoed by Lassoed, the third book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. This is my favorite of the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I cannot even lie to you. I love Daddy Gus. I love Augustus Ryder. I love him. He is a father. He's a hard worker. And I love him and Teddy together. The premise of the book is that Teddy, essentially Gus, is like overrun with how much he has to do on the farm and stuff, working for his dad and the ranch and stuff. And so he hires Teddy to be like his live-in nanny to take care of his daughter. And Teddy and his daughter obviously have a great bond. Gus and Teddy have always been like at odds with each other. They've always hated each other. Gus is so uptight and strict, and Teddy's so free-wheeling and wild. And these two can't help but fall for each other. Now, this one is also spicy and sweet, okay? So spicy vibes, if you're wanting the spicy of this, 2 words to convince you to read this book. Mustache Ride. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like something that I want to know about, okay? I volunteer! I volunteer! The spicy vibes of this are fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. Mustache Ride, okay? Remember those 2 words in case you're wanting to know what's going on in this book. But on the sweet end of this one, I did pull a quote from the middle of the book. At some point in this book, one of the tropes, a micro trope that I love in romance books is when our main male character just like takes a moment to take care of our female character, okay? To take care of her, to comfort her, to be there for her. And that's not even asking a lot, okay? It is the bare minimum. But for some reason, when I read it in a romance book, I'm like, my gosh, this man's a hero. This man's an Adonis. Like, truly, he could never be better, okay?
So, did they give you a name along with all those rippling pectorals?
And so there's a quote in the passage. So at one point, Teddy is going through a really hard time. There's a tragedy that befalls her and her family. She's been trying to keep it together all day. And Gus is just like there for her. And I'm just going to read the small passage that says, "We stayed in the shower for a while until the water changed from hot to lukewarm. At that point, Gus turned it off and we stepped out together. He draped a towel over my shoulders and wrapped another around his waist and led me out of the bathroom. He opened his dresser and pulled out a big t-shirt, which he pulled over my head, and then he slipped on a pair of boxers. Then he kissed me, quickly, softly. He grabbed my hand and pulled me to his bed, where we both collapsed. And when I curled into his side, I felt his lips in my hair. 'You can cry, Teddy,' he said. And so I cried and cried. And Augustus Ryder held me the whole time." Oh. Well, I'll just bawl my freaking eyes out. Like, it's just a beautiful moment between them. And it shows the tenderness, but also the sexiness of this book. Like, a moment that could have been really sexually charged had a really smart, small, tender moment between them where, like, he just needed to take care of her and she is feeling really vulnerable and he just is like, "You can cry, Teddy, like, you can cry." And it's just a really beautiful moment that I absolutely love. And so I hope I've convinced you to read Lost and Lassoed. It will change your life. The next one I want to recommend for you guys is one that I have not stopped talking about this entire year. One of my favorite books, romance books specifically, that I have read this year is from the Sky Ridge Hotshot series. You know him, you love him. This is Honor by Danielle Baker. Now, the Sky Ridge Hotshot series is so cute because it's 3 books and each book is written by a different author, but it's all interconnected throughout the world. So this is the 3rd book in the Sky Ridge Hotshots. I really like the Sky Ridge Hotshots. I think they're so cute. These are forest firefighters. Very sexy, very fun. The reason that I love this one is it's just a different type of representation that we're getting in here, but also for spice reasons, I don't know if y'all are into this, but I certainly am, is he calls her, she is a mother, okay? She has kids. Her husband is out of the picture, okay? And Xander comes in, and there are several moments where the man looks her dead in the eyes and says, like, "I got you, mama. Like, I got this, mama." And something about mama, I'm like, oh, like, oh my gosh, yes, please, sir.
Oh, I need the bee's knees.
Like, mama, like, come here, mama. I'm like, oh, I'll just pass the frick away. Are you kidding me? There's something about that that's so charming and so sexy.
You kidding? He's gorgeous. He has a face that looks like it was carved by angels.
Oh, he sounds dreamy.
So she, her name is also Teddy, surprisingly. She has children. She has 3 kids and a brand new baby. And Xander is there just like as one of like Teddy's friends, but also as like her next door neighbor. He comes over, he helps her out a lot. She's going through a really, really, really hard time. And he just like alleviates that burden. And the sexual tension and the charge between these two is palpable. It is culpable. You can feel it under your skin. And when he calls her mama, holy crap. This is a very sexy book and so fun, but it has a lot of really tender and sweet moments. and I freaking love it. So everyone should go read it. Then we have one of my favorite super sweet romances that I always recommend to everyone, and especially in the fall. This is a great fall romance read for everyone. This is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is a super fun contemporary with like a teensy bit of like a slightly magical-ish element. Essentially, we have a young girl named Clementine. She becomes her aunt, who is really eclectic and super like cool, passes away. And Clementine is devastated, obviously, but her aunt gifts her her apartment. And with this apartment comes the caveat that sometimes in time there is a 7-year slip. So sometimes she'll enter the apartment and it's 7 years in the past or something like that. And it's not in the present anymore. And so Clementine ends up meeting this man 7 years in the past, and he's living in her apartment, and she's like, what is going on? And they end up like falling for each other. It's like a super cute premise. It's really fun. It's really sweet. And one of my favorite book quotes. I truly have never felt so seen in my entire life than in this quote alone. And I even highlighted it. I highlighted it too because I was like, guys, you don't understand. Like, this is me. I feel this deeply in my bones. At one point, she and Mr. Mans are having a moment together. And he says, you kiss like you dance, he murmured against my mouth. I broke away, suddenly appalled. Terribly? He laughed, but it was low and deep in his throat, half a growl, as he stole another kiss again. Like someone waiting to be asked. You can just dance, Lemon. You can take the lead. And you'll follow? To the moon and back, he replied.
I'm gonna die alone.
Okay, you win.
I love that. I love the you kiss like you dance. Like you're like someone waiting to be asked. Like waiting for permission. And as someone who like truly feels that way sometimes, where you're just sort of like, you're constantly on the verge of waiting for something. I feel so seen by this, and I feel seen by this character. And the fact that he called her on it and was like, I'll follow you to the moon and back. It's a very sweet moment, and it's very tender and so cute. This one does have like closed door spice. Like, it's very minimal and you don't really see anything. It's very sweet, very charming, and I absolutely love this one for a great fall read. The next one shouldn't take very much convincing from anyone because it's about one of my favorite authors in the entire world. We have Wild Card by Elsie Silver. So here's what I want to say, because some people might be scared of the trope in this one, and don't get me wrong, I was a little frightened as well. Here's my convincing for this romance book, okay? This is Wild Card. Essentially, we have Bash and Gwen. Gwen is a young 27. Bash is a close 39, maybe 40-year-old. So there's a bit of an age gap there. Bash and Gwen, you know, they're just going on about their lives. They meet one time in an airport during a snowstorm. Things go well. Gwen gives Bash her number, and then he never hears from her again, and he is devastated. He finds out on this trip also that he has a son he never knew about. Well, a couple months goes by, and Bash shows up to his newly found son's birthday party, his 25th birthday party, might I add. And lo and behold, guess who's at this party? Gwen. And Gwen had no idea that this was Bash's son. And she and his son had hooked up a couple of times. I wouldn't say dated, they hooked up a couple of times. And Bash is devastated because he can't do this. Gwen obviously immediately breaking it off with the boy, with his son, because she had no idea. She's like, I want to be with him, but I didn't know that it was even an option. She's like, and I never heard from him. It's a miscommunication trope, which is so hard to read, but it was so fun. And I just absolutely lived for these two. The one thing that I love about this story is that Bash has like a lot of like complicated history going on. He has a lot of trauma that he needs to work through in therapy. And they talk openly about that, which I absolutely love. And Gwen is over here like representing the girls who are living creatively, living their lives the way that they want to, and living it unabashedly. I also love some plus size representation, some curvy girls out there. I absolutely live for that. And Bash cannot get enough. The spice in this is spicing, and it is gorgeous. But I will say the tension between these two could legitimately, like, you could start a fire with this book, like shine it on some glass. Like, you could start a fire with this book. It is so hot. It is so beautiful. And don't be afraid of this trope. Like, I was a little bit nervous too, but honestly, it was amazing, and I totally lived for it. And I think everyone needs to give this one a try. Bash will steal your heart, and you'll fall in love with Gwen too. I absolutely loved this one. Next, we have one of my absolute most favorite romance novels in the entire world. This is a older novel. It came out many, many years ago, but I cannot recommend it enough, and I would be remiss if you guys did not understand the impact and the power of this book. It is one of my all-time favorite romances. It might be one of the most romantic romances to ever be written. This is by one of my favorite authors, Making Faces by Amy Harmon. Guys, I wax poetic about Amy Harmon on this channel. I love Amy Harmon. She's absolutely fantastic. She writes a plethora of genres, whether it's fantasy, contemporary fiction, and historical fiction. Like, I just adore her. This is one of her first novels. It's pretty new, pretty old in her repertoire, and truly, she's phenomenal. The premise is brilliant. Essentially, we have young Fern. She's a high school senior. She has a crush on a boy. He never notices her, and essentially he starts like flirting with her friend, but her friend Rita like isn't very good at the whole flirting thing. So she has Fern start writing her letters to Ambrose Young. This is the name of this guy. He's a big wrestler. And so Fern and Ambrose start communicating. And when Ambrose finds out that it was Fern and not Rita, he's devastated. And essentially Ambrose and Fern like reconnect years later and kind of like go over all of this again. And essentially there's like a second chance at love. This is one of the most heartbreaking things you will ever read. It is truly more heartbreaking than any other book I've ever read, but it's also the most impactful, most powerful. It is sweet, it is kind, it is beautiful, it is like devotion unlike anything I've ever read. Like, you will never read a sweeter romance than Making Faces. And I have a quote from it that I want you guys all to read to convince you to read this book, because really, it's so good. Gosh. It's like so sweet, and I'll literally die. And again, this is another moment where I'm like, I feel so much like Fern, and you can just relate to her so hard. But essentially, I'll read this passage that says, Fern knelt in front of him, and her chin wobbled and her eyes were wide with emotion. Her voice was adamant as she held his face between her hands. And when he tried to pull away so she wouldn't feel his scars, she hung on, forcing his gaze. Ambrose Young, I have waited my whole life for you to want me. If you don't hold me tight, I won't believe you mean it. And that's worse than ever being held at all. You better make me believe you mean it, Ambrose, or you will most definitely break me. I don't want to hurt you, Fern, he whispered hoarsely. Then don't, she whispered back, trusting him. Gosh, I freaking love this book. It is so emotional and so palpable, and the relationship between Ambrose and Fern is so sweet. This is a non-spicy romance recommendation as well. There is like, obviously there's lots of kissing in here, but there's no like, there might be like a little bit of closed door action, but like really nothing here going on in that direction. But I am telling you that it is a romance book that will rock your world and change you for the ages. Truly, I absolutely adore it. I love it. It's beautiful. And I think that everyone needs to give this one a read. And last but certainly not least, guys, of course I would be remiss if I didn't bring up one of my most favorite, absolutely deliciously spicy, gorgeous romance books ever in the entire world ever. And especially because it's about to be Halloween, everyone needs to read this book. You know her, you love her. You knew I wasn't going to get through this video without talking about her. It is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Guys, Halloween is creeping upon us. The spooky months are here. What better way to celebrate spooktacular Spooktober than by reading Bride, a vampire werewolf arranged marriage? Hello?
No, my baby, look, she needs to be driven. My baby, I'll call you.
What are we doing? Like, this is the epitome of spooky and fun. And not only spooky and fun, but spicy and sexy. Misery Lark and Lo Moreland, essentially a werewolf and a vampire, are essentially paired up to have an arranged marriage. It's giving very mafia vibes. It's sexy. Misery and Lo have a very like tense relationship at the very beginning, and it all comes apart as the book goes on. This book is sexy, okay? And I'm just going to say one word to give you an idea, and if you don't know what I mean, Google it, because I'm not going to explain it. All you need to know about this book is nodding with a K, okay? Nodding, okay? And if you want to know what that means, I'm not going to explain it, okay? Do your own research. But that's all you need to know about the sexiness and appeal of this book. I just can't recommend it enough. And book 2, Mate, comes out at the end of October, and I cannot wait for Mate. I know it's going to be absolutely freaking fantastic. Ali Hazelwood never misses. And truly, I know it's going to be one for the ages. So if you are looking for your next fun, like fall fantasy, urban fantasy read, please read Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Please enjoy the nodding. Enjoy what is to come, okay?
Let me in. Let me in.
This book is so freaking fun. It's sexy. It's like adventurous. It's so raw and real. I love Misery. I love Lo. They're one of my favorite couples ever, and you guys have got to read this book. So that was me convincing you to read these romance books for you today. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Living Literature YouTube channel. Guys, if there's any book recommendations and romance books you think that I would enjoy, please feel free to comment those down below. If there's any video ideas that you guys want to see for the rest of this month or even in October, please feel free to comment those down below. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you for letting me get on my little soapbox romance reading rant. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day and you have the best time, and I love you guys the most, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.